Grrr. Hello, streaming to you live. I'm Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Today is Friday the 13th. And today's subject, random stuff and did I make the cut? When I talk about did I make the cut, I'm referring to not this thing here. I'm referring to advancing to the top 15. Woohoo! Thank you for your vote. But I need your votes to stay in the competition in the top 10. And you have 6 days to vote for me. So at this point, I'm out of the competition if I don't earn your vote or move up in the ranks. And I'm crossing my fingers that some of my friends out there can help me advance in this competition or in the contest. Because today I'm going to play more with some cards. But prior to that, I think I'm going to talk about some random stuff. And one of those things is further about, I meant to say here, the presentation I showed the other day with Sabrina Wallace. Someone asked me, what's her name? The woman in the video that I shared, this woman, Sabrina, is a very interesting character because she knows her stuff. And she's been trying to educate us with what she knows. And it's just kind of interesting how it correlates to some of the things that I've been talking about. So I'm going to actually continue playing the episode that I shared the other day. So consider this part 2.
And so for me, I'm like,
I'm just going to rewind a little bit.
And you have an MQ-9 Reaper drone attached to your skin and bone. Now, that's a big bird for those of you that know. She's huge. And so for me, I'm like, why in the hell do we need something that big? Well, for those of you in radio frequency, yet again, that don't understand that we're playing around with the particulate in the atmosphere and perturbating the human biofield with the Doppler. Okay? And we're not talking about any of that. We're not talking about geoengineering and weather control, and all these systems work together. When I log into your body, I'm looking at multiple manifolds, torus manifolds, and then I'm using mathematics to log into your cell structure with something called biophysics. Opto-array, electronic, photonic, moving your cells around with pressure, temperature, and physical biophysics change. Not, oh gee, I'm waving my magic wand. No, I'm logging into your body with radio frequency directly. This is how AI precision healthcare is offered. And I'm going to show you the bigger sign here in a minute. Step 1. Since 2005, any little nerd who could code in Zigbee and Bluetooth for light switches since 2005 is working with these biosensors, K-hop nearest neighbor routing, dynamic channel allocation, thermodynamic routing, right there. You can go look it up. Open shortest path first, body to body. How did I find it? Cybersecurity for the new digital ID and the 6G low personal area network. Machine to machine, no human can crack it or de-encrypt it or encrypt it. And it's ad hoc, vehicular ad hoc or whatever. And then the body is what sends the signal. Now, the moment that I found this mathematically by the metrics, I had a shit fit because I'm like, how in the hell are you using the human body for that? What are you doing? If you're doing that, you're using the aura. And of course, you can imagine as a natural telepath, having been electronically tortured lifelong for metrics, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
When she talks about using the auric field, just remember that this here taps into that auric field as well. And so when you apply it on, it's actually reflecting the light, the energy, back into your skin, like you see here. and it's activating the process of photobiomodulation in the body. So just to kind of give you some hints on that. So back to the video.
You told me, not y'all, but family, professionals, people, oh, energy work is bullshit. The aura's not real. Only believe in what you can see. We're going to fix people's health. Well, I was told I had pseudotumor cerebri. Anybody got an autoimmune disorder out there? You ever wondered why they can't fix it? Okay. Maybe I should get that other sign back here for a second. Where's your immune system? 80% of your immune system is in that field. Am I able to electronically log into you and change out the cellular homeostasis of your electrical cell structure? And anybody who knows anything about biology, do you shit ham sandwiches? When you go eat your lunch, after you're done eating your lunch, do you shit it out in the same format? No. And why is that? Because we're biochemical beings and we have electricity in our cells. Yeah. But if I hit you with the signal and I decouple your ass from your circadian rhythms by using the ratio, the golden ratio, to decouple, uncouple the cellular state. Now, where did I get this from? Tufts University, Dr. Michael Levin. Life extension, synthetic biology, immortality research. It's called regenerative medicine, biomedical tissue engineering, wireless.
So somebody asked the question, how do you protect yourself from something like this? One of those things is to make sure that you are strengthening that electricity in your body. And I do that with deuterium-free 114 degree molecular bond angle water. And do I reap the benefits from it when I combine it with this? I do. And I will show you just one example of how I reap the benefits. But when it comes to showing you another benefit, well, I'm going to do a quick test with this, which doesn't read your biofield, but your pressure, which most people follow and pay attention to, and see where my pressure is before I do the Friday the 13th Feel It Friday card workout. All right, back to the presentation.
Tissue engineering. For that, we have to disassociate your electrical fields, plural. This is called the biofield at the National Institute of Health. In the quantum market share, it's called the quantum field. In morphogenesis, you heard me, synthetic biology, morphogenesis, it's called the morphogenetic field. And why? Because it's still all the same damn thing. Your cells at every level exchanging data in your lymphatic system, your tissues. And now they're hacking into that, changing it so that they can get transhumanism, synthetic biology, life extension. Where the fuck is everyone else? Let me show you. It's not real. Why are they doing that? If they're going to work and they're working on it, why are they telling you it's not real? Well, I'm going to show you. It's very simple. I went ahead because I was so angry, and when I get mad, I do research, and then I force myself to take a breath, go outside with the bow staff if I'm really pissed off, and come back to Zen. Self-control. Make a list. And I'm like, okay, wait. So if I go to work for Command and Control C4ISR, SIPRNet and NIPRNet back into the NSA, DNA steganography with the NSA, and we watch every synaptic exchange at 5,100 bits and log it with the NSA PRISM program. That's what Assange, Snowden, and all of them were talking about. That's why they killed Barnaby Jack, the ATM jackpotter. He was there at DEF CON to present that it was easier to hack a human body with a pacemaker or otherwise. You didn't need to have a pacemaker than it was a car. Dead. So with that in mind, I'm like, why can't we talk about this? So I went and found where you can talk about it, because even in the machine learning, you're not allowed to write the word biofield, which I found very weird, okay, because nobody reads that stuff. So then I found out that it is the following. Electronic, medical, police, warfare divisions, military, your Lockheed, Raytheon, all of them. Advanced signals technology. It's everywhere as a job. In information, surveillance, and reconnaissance, the Internet of Behaviors, Bodies, Things, the Industrial Internet of Things, the Medical Body Area Network, all way back, 2005, 2015. It's all there. And I'm like, these are jobs? Oh, yeah. And then neuromodulation, neural stimulation, Project Salus, watching everybody think in real time with CT2WS, cognitive warfare technology, EEG headset, ultrasound, modified ultrasound, all walking around on a headset. Then the Renius chipset embedded in their left hemisphere. And I'm like, where did all of this come from? Synthetic telepathy, been out there since 1995. So they needed a backbone. Just like back in the day when everybody was logging into email for the first time on dial-up, it would get crowded. People would have to wait forever and get kicked off. I fucking worked it. I would know. So my job was to upgrade them, to bring them out of dial-up and onto cable modems, for which I used a system called NMAPs on COM controllers with something called COM21 cable modems, which were different than the throwaway DOCSIS stuff in the big cities. Different markets, so different hardware, everything, different software. So I went ahead as I continued to make my little T-bar list, and I'm like, so let me get this straight. If I'm in radio frequency, if I'm in IT, I log into the body, make changes, and organize. If I'm anyone else in the world, I'm a fucking nut job. Give me drugs and make me sit still. And the only place you can really learn about the biofield is in the Bible, because Jesus used it to heal. And I mean, it's ions and electrons. It's your exchange with your environment. That's why everybody works with radar. We're told, get your nuts away from it because it'll overheat you and such. It's microwave. And then they also could feel the radar coming and going without looking at the screen. Yes, because you have an electrical body part involved. So then, as if all that wasn't enough, because I couldn't figure out, how is this so obvious to me, but not everyone else? Because I admit the body part. Now, enter in where I come from. I come from Black Projects. So I go back to my grandmother, who was a Rosicrucian in Chicago, has a bunch of depression glass. These are nanogels, or excuse me, nanolipids. And they would have them stand on a metal plate or whatever. Yeah. And that's your specialized concrete for human teleportation, like you heard out of the mouths of Sean Ryan and other people who he interviewed, the Marines and such, that found the photonic different mixtures of concrete, just like the Roman Colosseum specialized limestone. So this is also another reason why I'm like, oh my God, you guys have been doing this for 100 years plus. Radio frequency, industrial, scientific, and medical band. This is where we got our 2.4 terahertz from. And that's your targeted individuals in Havana syndrome as well. 2 radio frequency syncs, one over the heart, one over the bladder. Illegal as fuck, putting RFID chips in people since the 60s. With John von Neumann software and architecture. Why and how? So the first sign I ever did, I had to destroy because the Pentagon was so pissed at me. And I said, I know why you've done this, because you did it for wireless tissue engineering, which is what's his name is up there with Palpatine, also known as Klaus Schwab, talking about all the time. Okay? So, your body is 802.15.6. You're a wide body area network. We fly a drone with sensors, open system architecture, and modified open system approach. We can slap any hardware on the ass end of it. We can log into it with a web portal. We fly it over your home. Now, people who think that CERN, ITER, and Tokamak are demon portals are a bit confused. Big fucking magnet under your feet could be the baseboard carrier signal to your cable company or baseline satellite. And we create an electromagnetic field above your head and below your feet. Now, your biofield, your whole fucking body, is inside of 802.15.6. The biosensors are individually accessible with CISA MyTinyOS cybersecurity on 802.15.4. Your wireless sensor networks create radio frequency relays and anything that they need to perturbate cell structure on 802.15.5. And before you say, well, what the hell do they need all that for? Precision artificial intelligence, wireless healthcare. So we break out the internal organs and divide it up, and that's how we're able to make the genetic change if we want to with the CRISPR-Cas9 infusion, which I'll show in a sign here in a moment. Or we can just go ahead and terahertz to gigahertz, gigahertz to terahertz, and exchange out your cell structure. Oh, but they need to practice that. They already did. So what they did was they lied. So first you see a UFO, they radiate your body part known as the biofield. Then you start getting psychic abilities. They're called psionics. Telepathy, empathy, precognition, telekinetics. It's all natural in human bodies. Neurons. And neurons are not only in your brain, they are body-wide. Nobody knows any of that. You're not allowed to talk about any of that. So instead, you're told you're a fucking nut job, take drugs, or else you can't talk to anybody who's normal. The Christians will scare the shit out of you, call you evil. the people that want to wear robes, bleed on the floor, and do stupid shit with the CIA, thinking that they're surfing the astral plane, they end up on the Cisco backplane. And you're like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Well, they're pulling the neurons out of your body just a little bit at a time and loading them into a neuromorphic chipset. How do you think they got such incredible artificial intelligence in the first fucking place? It's your neurons. And they admit they need living neurons to do what they do. Now, this is where a bunch of people get fucked up with me. And they're like, oh, Sabrina, you're being a doom pillar, blah, blah, blah. There's no way they would pull our neurons out of our body, store them in a chipset, and then take our skin and bone, do what they wanted to with it, lock us underground, and then when we think we're being born, they're putting us back into another body somewhere. And everyone goes, ah! And I'm like, listen, the dimension that we live in, they lied to you about how it works with material physics. You think people are going to burn in fire and brimstone, and this is the part of things you can take it or leave it. But what I saw was that people go into a neuromorphic chipset. It's a plasmonic architecture underground. And that makes sense to me because that's one of the reasons so many people throw in with this system that recycles itself. It's not some big secret. These are jobs. So the wireless body area network, you're sitting there, they fly over, you get radiated, you start having psionic abilities, and they continue to perturbate your biofield. They watch your dreams, they record your dreams, and they record everything you're thinking in real time to databases that are using the ubiquitous and the ambient air molecules all around you. Again, well-minded, or I should say healthy people, they're like, that's way too much micromanagement. Yeah, but if you didn't have a body, and you had no way to have a body, and you're running the world and you're obsessed with control, okay? The next thing is if you get a little too radiated and your bionomics, your bioinformatics fall out of place or you fall into a liminal space, we can then morph you again with genomics and morphology, transhumanism full on, and turn you into Bigfoot and Wolfman and whatever else. And you can be bilocated, and there's 4D skiffs that they can walk into to be secure from bioweapons. Now, that all sounds nuts, I know. Everybody's like, no, the aliens are here. And I said, no, we make the aliens. And everybody continued to freak out on me, and I'm like, listen, the hemisync thing, the CIA gateway process, that was you people feeding the databases. You're bleeding over the masters for DNA synchronicity and DNA sequence matching. That's your global information grid for your digital twin. And your string theory is bullshit, but we do have a 4D. There's no multiverse. There's just the Nephilim and everybody else. So, oh, you think that because you're a Christian. No, I think that because that's what I saw with nature spirits and every other type of creature you can possibly imagine. And it was still the same jack-offs who were kidnapping people and doing terrible things. So, for me, I'm like, how is it that you're not telling anybody that you've got their ass on the cloud with 80% of their immune system locked down? Transcranial magnetic stimulation was what they were doing to me, but they told me I had pseudotumor cerebri. Back in the 90s, they said when you could feel the subtle electrocution, there was no such thing back then as electrosensitive because they didn't tell anybody they were subtly electrocuting people. They said, no, you have fibromyalgia, you're just a wuss to pain. No, you don't. You have pseudotumor cerebri, fake brain tumor. Your brain is acting like it has a tumor, but we don't know why. Well, because you're transcranially magnetically stimulating my brain to swell it and deswell it for metrics testing for non-invasive N3 with DARPA. That's fucking why. And I have a seraphim, and I was removed from the M3 process, which is MPD and DID. You just put an EEG overlay of personality, just a nanolobotomy, a few neurons at a time, and then we can induce your neurons into an alpha state. When we do that, it causes schizophrenia, but only in certain neural networks. And we use that back in the day in the 80s and 90s to check parity for neuron, and brain. Now those products and services are commercial. They are available from the Artificial Intelligence Symposium that you can still go read the transcripts for from September 2020. And that's synthetic telepathy and synchron and brain-to-brain interface, which is, in my opinion, why they needed to hurry up and get the newest backbone deployed, because not enough people knew, of course, because it's their personal private system of walking circles around all the good people who are doing their jobs legally. And none of this has legal oversight. All of it is black projects hidden. So that's why I keep getting pissed at people who claim they're going to sue people. I'm like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You either don't know what you're talking about or you're purposely swindling people out of good money because you're not suing anybody. I'm looking for my synthetic biology side. Anyways, so after having all your autoimmune disorders that never go away, I wanted to know how the fuck did they do this? Well, back in the day with all these companies that they have with IBM, Fairlongen, and Underground, they just kept going to work. Nobody said a fucking word. Nobody said a word. Nobody said a word. The quantum systems with the IEEE and all that are on. In 2019, well, come on, let's go. Turn on the synchron and the brain-to-brain interface on the back end on a bigger system. What do I mean? Quantum computing, we gave the signature reduction force to people in the white vans a job and a pension. I have longer videos to prove that out. Local logistics started hybridizing themselves with transhumanism. In the 90s, you had non-invasive N3, library access, NIST, NASA, and brain-to-brain web portals. 1995 in Congress. You think they knew? Then in 802.15.4 becomes commercial to all the little nerds in 2005. In 2012, Carrie Majay group, they all get together and get told we're doing this. We're going to be deploying in a few years, so get ready. Shut your fucking mouth about anything related to the biofield, just like they took away all of Dr. Robert Young's work in the last 3 years. And then in 2014, brain-to-brain interface became commercially available. Now, with all that additional traffic now between themselves and all the different elites and people that have now thrown in to be transhuman and take over the world, do you think they needed a bigger backbone? COVID has its own data center. They need to make sure that they can change out everybody on a button press remotely. That way there's no worrying about you fighting them or getting in their way. Would you believe that's what's written inside the Pentagon directive? Because it is. They're not worried about you being able to pull your gun. They're only worried about unintended engagement and loss of control of their drones. There was no, interestingly, the Department of Defense Directive 3009 does not refer to positive outcomes as a design criterion. Department of Defense Directive 3009 defines the goal of autonomous systems to avoid negative outcomes, unintended engagement, or experience a loss of control. 2012 for implementation on the 8th of May 2017. And the wide body area network since 1995 and your biosensors since 2005 means nobody got a choice. We have human body or human bonding communication on the RF. Everyone is now a cyborg with soft robotics deployed with the biosensors that are DNA analyte derivative made out of your tissue, talking to satellites on position navigation and timing, NTS-3 accessible, no GPS needed, inside of your body. Your body is the network. Your body is the node. Your DNA is propagating the signal. No tower required. And that's the same system that I was born to in 1979 that they already had because Grandmother Rosicrucian and everybody else have been working on this for a couple hundred years. With databases and underground computers. How do you make Greek fire? Right. So, for me, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Metamaterials? And everybody goes, what's a metamaterial? And I said, well, it's not going to be enough to get it in you with radio frequency due to the line of sight problems and all the other problems that we have with electromagnetic waves and beam forming. And it wasn't enough to have your Mac ID under control with the physical stuff. No. We, for 45 grand a year, sell the ability to log into you, to your loved ones, so that they can do an EEG overlay and they overwrite your brain tissue. Oh, you're just don't with the crazy thing, because people don't really do that to me anymore, and you shouldn't either. So La Quinta La Columna came out and said neuromodulation, neural stimulation, and neural monitoring, and it's excited by the graphene. And everybody goes, oh. And I said, yeah, and radio modulation. And that brings me full circle, radio frequency engineers.
Oh, wow. Is there a lot of content in here? She's talking about modulation. And what I'm saying, when you can protect yourself with photobiomodulation, there's something to it. Add the water. Like, this stuff goes deep. Deep. So, I'm going to continue the rest of the presentation on another day. Might be tomorrow. Or on Monday. So, to keep this kind of within half an hour, I'm going to do a quick blood pressure reading before I start today's playing with cards session. For those people who want to see this kind of stuff. Now that it's been about 20 minutes of drinking what I call the cleanest and most absorbable water. So let's have a look. Here's the meter. Come on. So you can hear the... Oh, it erred. Yeah. Come on. Look. And you can hear the water dripping in the background. Oh. Dropped again. It needs to build the pressure, so I gotta hold it flat. There's something, I think there's maybe a bladder or something inside the unit. When I tip it 90 degrees, it stops. Alright, so it's reading here. Wow, it says 142 over 90. My heart rate's 55. That's high. That's systolic. It's kind of interesting. It is a little bit cold down here today. The cold weather is returning back to Alberta. So it's been, well, it seems like the last 2 weeks has been very warm. Alright, so second reading here now, 131 over 97, heart rate 72. I'm going to do one more reading here. I'm not concerned about my blood pressure today, so if it, for me it's kind of irrelevant almost. It's odd. 2 readings, 140 over 91. Thinking to myself, what on earth? I slept good last night. But I probably could have slept longer. I went to bed too late. So maybe that's part of why I'm feeling the way I am. Now it errors. Okay. One more time. If it errors again. Okay, so it's high. 131. So 110 plus half my age for systolic pressure would be 135 approximately. So is it normal? Yeah. My diastolic is still below 100, so I feel okay. I don't feel any bad. I don't feel worse. So I'm going to do the Feel It Friday workout now, where I'm going to take the cards I've got the deck here. I haven't shuffled it yet, so it'll be freshly shuffled. So I'm just going to take these are the number cards. I'm going to split it in half, put it on the shuffler, and here we go. And I'll take this and I'll just cut it like this, put it on top. That's ready. Then I have the face cards, which are not shuffled yet. And I'll just do it by hand. Yeah, it's good enough. All right. So, today's Feel It Friday workout will be, as you see on the screen there, right there, you see the description. Grab the, where's the heart rate monitor? Where did you go? Where did I put it? Ah, fell down here. So, I will be setting the metronome at a tempo of 165. So that is the skipping tempo. So when the jack is flipped, that'll mean skip times a number times 10 for that particular round of face card. Okay. Are you ready for Feel It Friday? On Friday the 13th. I'm feeling good. And we'll see if my blood pressure drops after this exercise. It's going to be a doozy. Alright, so first card is going to be Ace 3. And let's begin. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 30 skips. 1, 2. Oh, I forgot this. 1, 2, 10, 20, 30. Alright. Next card. Jack. 9. 90 skips. 10. 20. 30. 40. 50. 60. 70. 80. 90. Next up, King. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next card, King again. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next card, Jack. 3. 10. 20. 30. Next card, Queen. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next card, Jack. 3. 10. 20. 30. Next card, Queen. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next card, ace, 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Next card, jack, 6. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. All right. Next up, queen, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next up, king, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next card, ace, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 30 sips. 10, 20, 30. Next, ace again. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. All right. Next card, queen, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, last card, king, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so 6:53. First round is done. Wow, that was fast. Gonna have some more water. water's awesome. All right. So 50 seconds, 5-0. We're back at it. First card will be ace, and we're going to do 7 reps. All right. All right, so starting with ace 7. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 7. All right, 70 skips. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. All right, next up, Jack 6, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. All right, next up, King 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next card, King again. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next card, Jack 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. All right, next up, Queen 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7. Next card, Jack 4, 10, 20, 30, 40. Next card, Queen 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8. All right. Next card, Ace 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's 10. All right, 100 skips. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Next up, jack, 4, 10, 20, 30, 40. All right. Next up, queen, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next up, king, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ace, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's 8. All right, 80 skips. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. All right. Next up, ace, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 90 skips. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. All right. Halloween. 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. There's 4. Last card, king. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, 18, 21. Wow. All right, I'm going to take my blood pressure right now while I'm still recovering. All right, here we go. I'll change the screen here. Oh, error. I'm dead. All right, so that is a 2-minute rest, 2021. So I'll just leave the heart rate monitor to keep reading. Wow, it errored again. What's going on? That's twice it errored. Let's see if it reads this time. I can feel my hands going cold because of the Alright, so it reads 128 over 78. So let's read again. So already my systolic pressure has dropped, which should be happening. So now it's reading 120 over 84, my pulse at 101. So my armband here that's reading my pulse is reading correctly. So when you see my heart rate go over 200, you know my heart rate monitor is reading accurately. So there's no fluke that it's not happening, or that there's something wrong with the heart rate monitor, because there's not. Alright, so now this reading 124 over 91. You can see the pulse 95. So that's I'll do one more reading here to top it off. You can see here. (117/84), 108. So blood pressure is dropping as it normally does. When your body self-regulates itself, it's going to compensate in all kinds of different ways when it's on autopilot. So just because my blood pressure was high before I started, is it going to remain below 120 for the duration? Probably. I know I'll probably sleep well tonight. So what I will do is stop the... So watch the today's date stamp as you see on the screen, February 13th, 2026. Starting time was at 1:27 Mountain Standard Time. And maximum heart rate I hit today was, didn't get into this heart rate zone, I only stayed here. So when I started, you can see how my heart rate popped up from resting heart rate just above 50. Yo-yoed up a little bit as it got near the end. A strong recovery, and then back right up in a bit of a recovery there, and then stayed more steady for the duration. So as you can see how this slowly climbs, and then drops off right at the end there where I was measuring my blood pressure. So when I say I'm as real as a heart attack, I really do mean it. And I ask that you support me. Please vote, or else I'm out of the contest. You have 6 days. I made it to the top 15 in my group, and you decide whether I'm advancing. So you see here, top 15. I'll zoom in here. I made it to the top 15, and you have 6 days to vote for me, or else I'm out of this contest for a chance to win 20K. But you can still help me by showing your support, making a purchase right there, and or reaping the benefits from, you see there, the incredible X39, the technology that you see right here. Those are six benefits. 6. There's, how many say? 6. Can't even get it in the screen. Plus another one that you can reap the benefits, and that's the healing aspect. So scan the QR code. Begin your journey today with X39. You won't regret it. If showing you how these workouts go each Friday, and I'm able to do it faster, something is, what's changing? You see what I'm doing here 6 days a week as far as what my training methods are, and you can have all the muscle in the world, but if you don't have the actual strength to do simple things like moving your body around in a circuit and letting the cards call the shots, I don't know. Is it worth going to the gym, or is it worth following me, empowering your workouts with the X39? And if you can get your hands on the cleanest and most absorbable water, that's some real magic happens from the combination of the two. I'm telling you, and I will keep telling you, and I will keep showing you week after week after week after week that I am as real as a heart attack, and I deserve your vote in the muscle and fitness contest. Vote for me, please. Find the link in the description below, and you'll see my name there in the Muscle and Fitness Magazine contest. I'd like to be a winner, but if I don't get your vote, I can't earn that opportunity. So please vote for me, and I'll see you tomorrow for Sunny Saturday, and it's another fitness test. And I've done a little bit of homework to show you how things have actually progressed for me on that aspect. And I have some interesting records to show. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.